Welcome to the channel. The purpose of today's video is a book review on the Handlader's Manual of Cartridge Conversion. This book is authored by John J. Donnelly and it is published by Stoger Publishing. The book offers a wealth of knowledge on converting different cartridges, and let's take a look and see what we have to offer in the book. So it starts with 10 different parts of knowledge that you need for doing these cartridge conversions. Part 1 is history and nomenclature. So it talks about everything, all the wording that you need to know. Part 2, hints for the handloader shop. This is great. We've got plans for a reloading bench. We have examples of shelving, what works good for bullets. Notice this one's nice and narrow for putting a lot of lead on. Then part 3, we have the different tooling. So this is all about dies and presses and tumblers, things like that. Part 4, basic cartridge identification. How to do chamber castings and measure your different cartridges if you have an obscure firearm and you're trying to figure out what cartridge fits it. Then we talk about case conversions. This is where we get really interesting. There's all kinds of methods for doing these case conversions, and such as extensions, diameter reduction, goes into all the details on that. This is just a great wealth of knowledge. Neck alterations, talks about belted cases, fire forming, just a great chapter, and so is this next one. This one is on special cases. So what you can do is actually lengthen different case cartridges by using some tubing and rebodying the cases, and you can also build up cases with tubing. Then we talk about lathe turn cases. So let's say you have something like a 600 Nitro Express. Gives you all the information on how to actually make that case from a solid brass bar. After that, we go into the hand loading process. We talk about different primers, how to remove Berdan primers, how to resize a Berdan primer to a boxer priming method. Part 9 is all about gunpowder. Part 10 is about projectiles, casting, and all that, sizing cases. Then we get into the juicy stuff. We've got over 900 different cartridges and how to convert them. So one example is a 32 short Colt. A while back I came across this little Belgian Bulldog at a pawn shop, and this is unloaded, just so you know. Anyway, the pawn shop proprietor, he was like, I know it's a 32, but no 32s fit it. And I got it for a really good deal. It's in great shape, still has the color case hardening, just a neat little revolver. I figured out that it is 32 short Colt. So pretty obscure cartridge. They're hard to find, and if you do find them, they're really expensive. Well, in the book, it talks you can take 32 long, if you can find that, and shorten it. But you can also take a 223 Remington case and rebody it. So if you notice here, the base diameter of these is identical, and what you do is essentially you cut it off, narrow it down, and put a piece of tubing, and you make your 32 short Colt cartridge. Kind of cool. Alright, let's move on from there. 4560 Winchester. So this one is pretty simple. You take a 4570 case and you trim it to length. Pretty simple there, and it gives all the lengths that you need to know, and it also gives historical data. 45 Winchester Magnum. This is a pretty common cartridge, pretty common case to find, but if you can't find them, it tells you can take 375 H&H Magnum cases and neck those up and fire form them. Something for the milsurp guys. So we've got 6.5 Arasaka, or 6.5 Japanese. So talks you can take a 270 Winchester cartridge to make those cases. And another one, 6.5 Carcano. These rifles I keep seeing being advertised. You can actually take a 220 Swift and cut that off, rim it, and make 6.5 Carcano cartridges out of that. Let's say you come across a 9mm Japanese revolver. That's going to be something hard to find. You can take 38 special cartridges and make the cases for those. So over 900 different cartridges in here. At the end of the book, we have a couple of appendices. We've got a list of cartridge cases on the base diameter. Then we go into shell holders. And we have a list of reloading suppliers. And something I always like in a book is an index, and the index is actually broken into two parts. We have part 1, which goes over the first 10 sections, and part 2 goes over where the cartridges are listed. So if you want to find a cartridge nice and easy, you can just find it, like 3040 Krag is on page 316. This is a revised edition of the book, and we have where they added a few newer cartridges in here. We've got a 6.5 Whisper, some of the JDJ cartridges, 7mm Whisper, 458 Lot, and we have where you can enter your own notes on different cartridges. And that's it. This is a really good resource if you're wanting to put an obscure firearm back into action, and well worth the money. I want to thank you for watching the video, and I hope you enjoyed it.